In Paper Mario, Sushi is a partner you get in Chapter 5, and she allows you to swim in water. You know the classic saying, if Jesus can walk on water, can he swim on land? I'm not playing the clip UMG, you're not copywriting me. The answer is yes. This is the world of Sushi Glitch. The easiest place where you can pull off Sushi Glitch is in Chapter 7. After you break the ice here, if you walk up slightly left and spam C down like your life depends on it, you clip into the ground. This is pretty simple to explain. Dock is just too close to the ground. You get in this small bit of water here. This bit of water is bigger than Mario's hitbox, so the game says, hey, you can't be in a wall. Pushes you to the closest area that's not a wall, which is the ground, and boom. With Sushi Glitch, you can't talk to anyone or use any menu options, and all you can do is swim and dive. With diving, you can get past almost any barrier there is, and yes, that includes the invisible walls around the map. You can swim forever. If you do this during the murder mystery part, you can't swim here to skip it, unfortunately, as this loading zone is disabled. But after it's done, you can swim past this wall and skip the whole snowman puzzle. You can't skip Junior Troopa, however, as his encounter gets triggered at a certain Z coordinate. But what that means is that if you go way out of bounds, they can make him run out of bounds. Idiot. But since you can't open the partner menu, how do you get out of it? One method is to quit cheating and go back to the water and get out the normal way. Another is to go into battle and run away. And when you do, the game will still consider you in a swimming state. This means that enemies won't try attacking you, and Mario's a bit buggy. If you encounter another enemy and leave the battle again, you're in a special state that's even more confusing and has more potentials, such as shrinking your partners. But if you're reckless and wonder what happens if you do it a third time, you get soft-locked. But if you encounter an enemy one time or two times, then leave the room, you're back to swimming on land. If you want to cancel it entirely, just encounter an enemy and switch partners. Now everything's normal. But being able to skip the snowman section and the duplicates Cooper part is great for speedruns, right? Fun enough, no, it's useless in the three main categories: glitchless, all cards, and any percent. Glitchless, it's useless because common sense. All cards because you use Peach Warp at the end of the chapter to go back. If that doesn't make any sense, Jcog made a video on this topic. And any percent, it's because you use Peach Warp, so on to that. In each chapter, the end of the chapter is when you collect the Star Spear card, but there's one exception to this rule: Chapter 5. When you get it, the volcano starts to erupt, so you have to escape. To avoid players from going back and doing this multiple times after Chapter 5, this lava is here to stop you. But a simple layer of lava won't stop the speedrunners. One way of doing this is mounting Lackluster at this point, where mounting him will push you down. The other is Sushi Glitch, which fits the topic of this video, so... This is like the 5th time I've recorded this because I keep messing up. But I don't feel like doing this part scripted, so I'm just going to do it unscripted because there's a lot to talk about and I don't want to edit each individual step because it's going to take forever. Before I get into it, a little disclaimer is that I'm playing on Japanese. If you're playing on the US version, and I believe Europe, but if you're doing it on US ROM, then it's incredibly difficult. I'm playing on Japanese and it's easy on Japanese, but if you're on English, then preferably don't. Start with having Bombette out. You can do this with Cooper, but just have Bombette out, and then save, because you'll most likely mess this up. Then fall onto the second spring down here, like this. Go into the bottom of this area, like here, and just hold down, right? And now we're in a glitch state, which a lot of soft locks can happen. Soft locks include opening and closing a menu, doing a full jump without moving mid-air at all, using your partner, I believe, also soft locks. There's a lot of ways you can soft lock while you're in this state, but one really cool thing you can do is if you spin jump into a loading zone, not a loading zone, a save block, you can run around like this, and this works exactly as you think it does. If I click save while I'm over here, next time I open my save file, I'll be over here. That can be used for some glitches that makes it really fun, but what we're going to do specifically is take advantage of an oversight where whenever the save block is up, certain things are disabled. Well, not really disabled, more so they're queued up. So if I touch the loading zone, I won't enter it, but when I close the menu, I will, no matter where I'm at, since it's like queued up. We're going to take advantage of the fact that both partners' abilities and loading zones are queued up. So what we're going to do is once this is up, press C down to activate Bombette, and you can see she's queued up, so she's staying still. And then press C right to open the partner menu. Go down to Sushi, and while hovering over Sushi and don't save, bottoms don't save, press A, and then you'll pick up Bombette switch, Sushi, and Sushi Glitch is activated. So just hold right to the end of this room, and you have to just press C right like now. C down, I mean, on English, but on Japanese, you just let it throw you down the room, and you just progress through this room. Just go out of bounds real quick, that'll make it easier. And then go up this step, go up, around, and like back or something. Oh, wait, we're in the way back now. Where am I at? Okay, over here. There we go. Yeah, it's not really that. It's really buggy. So enemies won't target you, because if they would attack you, then you would end the battle standing up and stuff, and if that were to happen in Jade Jungle, that'd be weird, so there's like, nah, enemies just don't target you. That's just the easiest solution, and it works fine until you start using glitches. So, as mentioned earlier, there's lava down there, so we're gonna avoid the lava, because loading zones extend all the way up. So there's this loading zone down here, we're about to go right above it, and it'll just activate as if we are down there, like that. And so as you notice, there's no Colorado. If you skip Lava Piranha while you're in a Chapter 5 state, there'll be Colorado, but there won't be the, I don't remember her name, but the Star Spirit up here. Normally she'd be like, come on, let's go, and Bombet's explosion is destroyed because we're in a post-Chapter 5 state. So just like go back here, and then go around. And then once we're in this room is really buggy, so there isn't any lava that comes up, but a timer does start once you get on the stairs, so you have to go over here and then dive to the bottom of the stairs. So you just try diving to the first step, it doesn't really work, and then you have to race the lava up. Okay, if you don't do it fast enough, the lava will push you around, and it's really funny. If that happens, just go in the back and then go around. So now we've successfully done Peach Warp. And you can see the chest that Colorado was looking for. It flies back, but since there's already one, it'll like show up there. It's only in this cutscene apparently. If I were to go over there, there's not another pot. But since I am in Chapter 8 state right now, it tries loading the Chapter 8 Peach intermission, which doesn't exist, so I'm soft locked. Luckily, I didn't save, so this save file isn't soft locked. So I'm just gonna try explaining what I think is happening. So when you get onto the spring, oh my god. When we get onto the spring, the game still thinks we're in the spring cutscene, because it says when you hit a spring, you start the cutscene. When you hit a spring while you're in the cutscene, you end the cutscene. And so something with being in a cutscene, oh whoops, yeah, soft locked. Something about mixing those two together makes it where you can walk around. And so now the game has two variables in the RAM, one being what is the current partner, and one being is the current partner being used. The variable currently is equal to 2, saying like Bombet is the active partner because counting and programming starts with 0. Press C down. Now the partner is now being used. Partner equals Bombet. Partner ability is being queued up. So press C right, go down. When I press A, the queue goes, okay, partner is being used. Partner equals Sushi. And what is Sushi's ability? Swimming. But the game isn't just gonna jump you into swimming, because the game's like, hey, he's on land. He can't swim. Doesn't like clear or whatever. And then when I enter the loading zone, it's like, he's swimming. There's no checks to make sure he's swimming in water. He's just swimming. So the reason why Peach Warp works is because the game has a variable saying like current chapter, and the current chapter, let's say if you're in chapter 6 and you do Peach Warp, the current chapter is equal to 6, and doing Peach Warp, it'll just say current chapter equals whatever the current chapter is plus 1. Current chapter plus, I guess, is the more efficient way of doing it. And so then it'll say, what's 6 plus 1? 7. Current chapter equals 7. And so then you have successfully skipped all of chapter 6, and the game's like, you're in chapter 7. You just finished chapter 6. But hopefully that explanation made sense. It's a lot more complicated than the other explanation. You know, trying to explain RAM manipulation. Oh, I guess you can teleport way up there. Back to scripted me. Because the lackluster method mentioned earlier, Sushi Glitch isn't used in runs, but it's really cool. There's two other theoretical situations where Sushi Glitch can happen. There's a glitch called Clippy, where if you're writing lackluster and open the partner menu the same frame you start a battle, then switch to a different partner, the game will still give you the collision of writing lackluster, which is much smaller. As discovered by M4 earlier this year, if you switch to Watt, Mario will be holding Watt, but not. During this, the partner being used variable is set to 1, so switching to Sushi then leaving the room could cause this, but as you know, you can't do this while holding Watt because Mario will stop holding Watt before she goes away, but potentially we could lag the game or do some special setup to force the game to not put her away, but apparently it's not likely as Clippy gets disabled when entering a new room. The other is with cheating. Might get a bit technical, as if we haven't yet. Using a RAM editor, we could edit the byte in RAM that holds the partner being used variable to say that the partner is being used, but at this point we could also just start swimming as Sushi and then teleport Mario on land. So yeah, funny enough, in my last video I said I wanted to make more Paper Mario videos, but couldn't due to not being able to get footage. Well, I forgot my brother has an HDMI capture card he'd let me use. It ain't the best. I mean, you have to refresh it in OBS every time you restart the console, and the weird HDMI adapter he has is the cheapest, hollowest thing ever. But it works, and the footage looks good. So yeah, I say so yeah at the end of my videos a lot for some reason. I'm gonna try to get this out on my birthday, so happy birthday me if it succeeded. Thank you for 300 subscribers, and bye.
I swear I didn't try making this exactly 10 minutes long, that was just a coincidence.